Y'all not ready for tonight. If you're ready for tonight, make sure you come in here. Show some love, show some gratitude. Drop in the comment section if you're watching the replay one thing you're grateful for. My mentor always told me, he was like, in order to attract what it is that you desire, you gotta be in a state of gratitude. So let's see in the chat, in the live, if you guys are tuning in, what you guys are grateful for. Let's drop gratitude throughout the whole call. If you guys are watching the replay, let's drop gratitude in the chat. So in the comments, greetings, greetings, greetings. How's everybody feeling, man? I'm excited to drop today's information for y'all today. Let's go ahead and send this live out to at least 5 people. Okay, I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to keep this really under 15, 20 minutes. A lot of people have been suffering from medical bills on one's report. I know a lot of these hospitals and insurance companies even are putting, these debts on one's consumer report for quote unquote debts owed to them. A lot of times they'll sell it to third-party debt collectors. These third-party debt collectors will buy these debts and then attempt to collect it from you guys, a consumer, which from the beginning they had nothing to do with with the whole transaction, nor did they have anything to do, nor were they anywhere in the original contract that you had, with the insurance company, with the hospital, wherever it was. Furthermore, within HIPAA, it talks about how, it's a violation within HIPAA for them to report any medical information or share any medical information, as that's privacy. As consumers, we have a right to privacy to our medical information, and that shouldn't be shared, and especially it shouldn't be reported and furnished on our consumer report. And then these third-party debt collectors, now they get involved in this nonsense. So I'm going to show you guys how specifically just within the FCRA alone, you guys can get anything with any medical bill removed. So I got a template, but before we get into the template, I want to show you guys codes specifically within the FCRA. I'm going to break down a little bit of the FCRA as well too, so you guys have a better understanding of the FCRA definitions within it as well too. That will help every single one of you guys. And the definitions is really what's going to help you guys when it comes to removal of medical bills. So let's get into it. First things first, we got to understand coming into the FCRA congressional findings and statement of purpose. The title of this is what Congress is telling us. So this is what Congress is telling us. Congress is letting us know the banking system is dependent upon fair and accurate credit reporting. So I've done many different calls breaking this down. This is in essence, in the short term, stating that the banking system is dependent upon what? Our credit, the consumer's credit. Fair and accurate, they don't define that. We as a consumer define what's fair and accurate. Inaccurate credit reports directly impair the efficiency of the banking system, and unfair credit reporting methods undermine the public confidence, which is essential to the continued functioning of the banking system. Because if we lost confidence in the banking system, we would all pull our money out of the banking system and understand that we don't need the banking system and that they need us, and that what we say goes and they work in essence for us. Anything with the .gov, like I always tell you guys, they're working for us. They're public servants to whom we the people. So we got to understand whom we are and the power that we hold. Let's see. If we come down here, I'm gonna take you guys to the definition section. So a couple of terms I want you guys to understand before anything is a term person. So a lot of times you guys will see this within contracts. It states the term person means any individual, partnership, corporation, trust, estate, cooperative, association, government, or governmental subdivision or agency or other entity. So it's not just an individual. It's not just me and you. It's also these corporations and these corporate entities. And we got to understand that a corpse is dead. It's a dead entity. These are pieces of paper. So a lot of times when you guys see on these contracts, then put the term person, they're typically referring to corporations. Then the term consumer means an individual. So it first defines the term person, and then they define the term consumer. Right after that, they define the consumer report. A consumer report is any written, oral, or other communication. So we got to understand the term consumer report, and we got to understand that within the FCRA, nowhere in there do they define a credit report. Nowhere in there do they define a credit score. Right? These are make-believe terms that these consumer reporting agencies have assembled and used in assembling and evaluating quote unquote your guys' credit worthiness. That's why right here, like I just said, they assume this role. In the congressional findings, if I take you guys back to 1681, it states the consumer reporting agencies have assumed a vital role. So it's not something that is factual. They're just assuming this role, and it's a vital role. Vitals is literally life or death. If we think in medical terms, if we take somebody's vitals, we're taking their heartbeat, and that can be whether they're alive or whether they're not. So next we define, so understanding that, like I said, a credit report is make-believe. Credit score, make-believe. Nowhere in the FCRA do they define neither of those terms. So don't get so caught up on a credit score. Think of more so controlling the consumer report, because once we control the consumer report, it's going to reflect the score and as a whole. I always tell people without the credit score, there's still going to be the consumer report. Without the consumer report, there's no credit score. So the consumer report is the most important thing. Being able to control it, understanding consumer law allows you to do so. So that's why understanding the definitions and just the congressional findings alone is very vital. So what I'm covering is definitely important information. So now we talk about exclusions. So this is what should be excluded from one's consumer report. First of all, it talks about reports containing information solely as to transactions or experiences between the consumer and the person making the report. So it says transactions or experiences should be excluded from the report. So you think about transactions. Anytime your credit is ran and an inquiry is pulled, anything is furnished on your report, that's a transaction on one's report. I want to take you guys here to number 3. So I want to show you guys where it states this specifically. Restriction on sharing of medical information, except for information or any or communication of information disclosed as provided section 1681 BG3 of this title of the exclusion shall not apply with respect to information disclosed to any person related by common ownership or affiliated by corporate control if the information is right away. It talks and lets us know that medical information should be excluded from one's report. So it talks about the restriction on sharing medical information. This is within the FCRA, the definition section of the exclusion. So I'm going to show you guys right here again. It talks about a consumer report, defines the consumer report. Then we define what should be excluded from one's consumer report. Right under exclusions, we talk about also the restriction of sharing medical information. And we talk about if the information is medical information, it should not be reported on one's consumer report. And then we go into the term investigative consumer report. So this alone right here, I always drop this up. So if you guys are sending, like I always tell you guys, send out CFPB complaints, send out also letters directly to the creditor, but mention this law specifically. So how you would cite this would be just like this: 15 USC 1681. And that is, let me take 1681, and it'll be 3A. So it'll be 15 USC 681A because that's the definition section, and then it'll be parentheses 3. Parentheses A. That's exactly how you guys will cite it. So if you guys type that up within your guys' letter, like I always mention, you guys could drop that up even within ChatGPT help. have ChatGPT draft up a letter. You could even mention HIPAA and how HIPAA, is it's a violation of reporting medical information within HIPAA. The chat box is going to be very helpful in terms of drafting up that letter, especially in terms of medical bills. But using 1681A3 A is definitely going to be vital in terms of just letting you know that the restriction on medical information is vital. It talks about it right away within the definition section of the FCRA. And then we talk about, so if we go through and we dispute it, they state that it's valid or it's accurate, right? Then this is what we'll hit them with next. So they always talk about they did an investigation. A lot of people don't truly know the term of what a true investigation should look like on their behalf. And it talks about a consumer report or a portion thereof in which an information on a consumer's credit, general reputation, personal character, or mode of living is obtained through personal interviews with neighbors, friends, or associations of the consumer. So it talks about they should be going through personal interviews with neighbors, friends, or associations. So as you go through and dispute for an inquiry for your student loans, for any of these accounts, they're supposed to be going through and interviewing friends, neighbors, family members. Never are they doing that, right? So their investigation isn't proper and pursuant to what Congress is letting us know what a true investigative consumer report should look like. As they're going through and investigating against these disputes in which we're filing, this is what it should look like. It also states, right after that, it states, however, such information shall not include specific factual information on a consumer's credit record obtained by directly from a creditor of the consumer or from a consumer reporting agency. So it talks about, once again, however, such information shall not include specific factual information. So the information shall not be factual. So if it's factual, you can't report it. So, all in all, an investigative consumer report, they should be going through. And if you guys just break down these terms to them specifically in the true definition of these words, that's why I say a lot of time, on every call, alone, you guys can get anything removed with the definition section and breaking down these terms to them. I always talk about demanding that file. On that file is going to have every transaction from the moment that you sign the contract and they ran your credit. So you guys want to demand the file as well as the consumer report. So there's two different things. There's a consumer report you want to request as well as the file. Always request the file. Then we talk about medical information down here, and what medical information states to them. Then we talk about adverse action in here. See, y'all got to understand the true definition of adverse action, to understand the call that I did yesterday in the denial of credit. A denial or cancellation of an increase in any charge or a reduction or adverse of unfavorable change in the terms of coverage or amount of insurance existing or applied for. Go through, read this, and then go back and watch the call that I did yesterday. You're going to have some breakthroughs. So those are all of the definitions that I wanted to cover specifically today. I do have a template that I do got for you guys in terms of you guys being able to send out to these third-party debt collectors. But specifically when it comes to medical bills, I like to just use like the regulators. So the CFPB, and then what's really most effective is also the FTC. So doing an FTC report, then adding in these, the hospital or whomever the healthcare provider is that's reporting this information onto my consumer report. I'll add them in the FTC report, and then I'll put that in I'll send that to the 3 reporting agencies. They'll see that it's a hospital reporting this information, and they'll remove that from the FTC report alone. So because a lot of times the information isn't being furnished elsewhere, with these they're not furnishing it a lot of times to the secondary reporting agencies, and that's why a lot of people do go through and block the secondary reporting agencies. I know a lot of people have heard of freezing the secondary agencies, and I believe that's just against consumer law and like what it is in which we're teaching. Like it's a violation to be reporting it as a whole. Like there's no need to block it. when they shouldn't even be reporting it. It's if I know who I am, and how to exercise my rights, I know how to get it removed from all of these reporting agencies, just as a whole. And the thing is, there's over 330 reporting agencies. So let me take you guys here real quick. I'll show you guys that after. Let me show you guys this letter. I guess I could pull that up too, though. All right, so check this out. Yeah, correct. So 2023 list of consumer reporting agencies. Come into the CFPB, you'll get everything that you're looking for, a list of them. So I'll drop this list. I'll drop this list for you guys. It's got the name of them. You guys can get a free report from every single one of them. Free report, free report. I'll drop this link. I'm gonna go ahead and let me save it. All right, I'm gonna download this. I'm gonna drop this here in our public Telegram. If you guys are not in our public Telegram, you guys definitely gotta make sure you guys click the link in my bio, billionairesclub.com/all. In there, we got access to the Telegram. You guys got access to all of the links. Also, you guys got access to the free ebook. Really, right now, because this is only going to be limited time, especially with the overflow of the calls in which we have been getting. So for, I'd say, the next 45 days, you know, we're gonna be I'm gonna be continuously doing the 15-minute high-level conversations for free. After 45 days, just because of the overflow of these calls, I will start putting a fee attached to those. So what I want everybody to do that is watching this video, one, share this video. If you guys aren't sharing this, if you guys have access to information that can help individuals, my mentor told me, if you got something and access to something that can help other individuals and you're not sharing it, that's selfish of you. And that's what got me to create an income within a company that I had known nothing about. I started sharing a product that created me a residual income of over $60,000 a year when I was 19 years old, by sharing information, by helping spread words. My mentor always told me, if you help enough people get what it is that they want, eventually you'll have everything it is that you desire. And so the least y'all could do coming in here, I'm literally giving you guys the game, the step-by-step for every single thing in regards to credit and every account that's on your guys' report. Today was medical bills. I know a lot of people do suffer from medical bills. Not everybody does suffer from medical bills, but the steps and the method in regards to understanding the FCRA and just how to break down these consumer law and going through the regulators, the CFPB, the FTC, when to use the FTC, knowing how to go through other regulators and just draft up these disputes as a whole. This is where the true power comes in, because it don't matter what account it is, student loans, anything, as long as you know truly the ins and outs of truth in lending, the FCRA and the FDCPA, you guys can discharge any debt. We got mentees within my mentorship discharging student loan debt of over $26,000. That knew nothing about this a year ago. That's where I find the power, and that's where that's where I find joy, is helping others truly understand this, because that's where the power comes. Yes, I can do this all day long with me and my company, and we can take on clients all day, but I'd rather sit here, educate you guys and the masses so that we can be able to do it for self. We can get our financial reports in order. These debt collectors, these quote unquote creditors, have been violating us for quite some time now. So it's time to, change up the scenery and us take back our power and get our financial reports in order so that we can start leveraging the system properly, educating ourselves, getting funded so that we could use this funding, leverage the capital to invest in the businesses and truly build our own communities and, have our own assets and, own real estate and own land and do these things in which I speak on all the time. And then that's when we could worry about, the other things as far as, a trust, setting up a trust to where we can have these assets passed down within this trust, this 508c1A, in which I cover, and talk about all the time. And we got the setup for those that are ready, because I know there are those that are at that standpoint of they do got their financial reports in order. They have gotten remedy, or they're looking to invest, or they got some real estate, but they're looking to get that trust set up. So look into a 508c1A. And, for those of you that are not, or are looking to get more familiar or set up with that 508c1A, we can always schedule that 15-minute consultation call. Like I said, whether you guys are looking for any of the product or services in which we offer, schedule that call. Come on here, answer. I'm giving you guys 15 minutes to, ask any questions. So, like I said, limited time, but above all else, like I said at the beginning of the week, and as I've came and delivered every day this week, nobody's going to be delivering more value than me the next, 25 days now, 24 days. Overall, the next 30, like I said, 30-day run we're going to go on the YouTube. And after this YouTube, we're looking to have at least 10,000 subscribers to where I can really give you guys game, have like the membership to where like have a $10 membership to where I can, have those that I know are really serious about this information. And from there, now we could, show you guys the true depths and ins and outs of the information in which I'm giving to you guys. I'm definitely over delivering, for YouTube alone, but I can't give all specifics with, the amount of individuals that are on the lives, watching the replay and everything. I want to get more, one-on-one with you guys on the membership. We could even get you guys from there onto Zoom calls. And that's what I do in my mentorship. And that's why with the mentorship, it does cost, because it's one-on-one time with me. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're running calls, and Q&A. You got a question, because everybody's process is different. Everybody's, process is, yes, there could be the same code and things that apply, but everybody's process is going to be different. As far as the steps and taken with the administrative process is going to be completely the same, but everybody's situation and story is completely different. So let me see. I got this letter for you guys, and then we'll call it a night after that. But for everybody that's looking to get this list of the consumer report agencies, make sure you guys are in the public Discord. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop the link for this again. Invite into the Telegram. So you guys can join the Telegram with the link in our bio. billionairesclub.com/all. All right. So let's see. Does anybody have any questions? I would love to see some more questions here on the live. We got 10 people tuned into the live, but I would love to see some more questions. Okay, let's get it. Third-party creditor. Okay, we'll cover that up with the mentorship. I got you specific with that, with the mentorship. I got something for that. Or I'm looking at this letter that I have for medical bills. I don't really like it, so I don't even want to read it to you guys and educate you guys on improper things that I was doing when I first started, because I was an old one. So what I had broken down though within the definition section, that one will be vital. And then let me show you guys a couple things within the FDCPA that will help you guys as well too. Because a lot of times what they do is they'll send these to third-party debt collectors. So how to trump it just right away. Let me show y'all. Let's see where she at. I mean, there's so many you can use within the FDCPA alone. You can use many within unfair practices, which is 1692F. I'm just seeing which one specifically I want to show you guys, for it, because I don't want to give you guys a million ones. Just the 1681A, 3A, that one alone, that'll get it removed. Medical bills shouldn't be on a consumer report. Talks about exclusions, what should be excluded from a consumer report. Break down transaction or experience. The transaction is you going to the hospital, you transacting, running your credit card through there. Your credit card is your social security number. That shouldn't be on your consumer report. That's private information. That's also an invasion upon a consumer's right to privacy. Talks about privacy within the congressional findings of 1681. That's 15 U.S.C. 1681, number 4, just congressional findings. So, I mean, then when you come here, I'm going to just show you guys one within 1692E, which is false or misleading representation. This one, I guarantee you guys, with any debt, you guys will find at least 1 to 2 findings within 1692E, false and misleading representation. We got some ebooks that I'm going to be dropping here in the next couple of days on the creditguide.com website. Let me see. I'm going to be really going through the FDCPA and, breaking down a lot in there. Okay. So number 10, I like to read the use of any false representation or deceptive means to collect or attempt to collect any debt or to obtain information concerning a consumer. The main thing is the false representation or implication that documents are legal process. The main thing that I like to look at and use against them, especially for medical bills, is just privacy. That's your privacy. That's your medical information. That shouldn't be shared with consumer reporting agencies. And so I'm breaking down. Let me show you guys where it's going to be in the congressional findings, and then we'll call it a night. This video went a little bit longer than I had wanted, but I had some fun on here tonight. So number 4, the consumer's right to privacy, 1681. So I appreciate everybody. Let's make sure that we like this video, we sharing it. We're coming in here and getting this channel's views up so that I can come here and give you guys more game, more insight, because the goal is 1 billion lives. And so I'm not going to do it alone. Y'all not going to do it alone. I'm going to need a lot more than y'all, and a lot more people need this information. So I'm going to be here every day, like promised, delivering value for you guys for the next 25 days. So let's make sure you guys are plugged in. Make sure you guys are students. Make sure you never get too big for the little things, because the moment you get too big for the little things is the moment that the little things become too big for you. So come on here, be a student, take notes on these calls and apply the information above all else. LA, remember it. Learn and apply. We out. Credit Guide is out. Peace and love.